Hi guys, today we're going to take a quick look at this new RDA here from DigiFlavor. This will be the Drop Solo version 1.5. Last month I reviewed the Drop version 1.5. This one, again, it's 1.5 because the build deck is going to be the same as the original Drop Solo. The 0.5 is mainly for the aesthetics. On the outside it looks very different. The airflow on this one is very different than the Drop Solo original version, I must say. This was sent to me from Sourcemore for the review, so big thanks to them. So yeah, what we'll do first, go down, we'll open up the box, look around, for a quick build, come back up top, and we'll talk about the Drop Solo version 1.5. Okay, here are the box for the Drop Solo version 1.5. The front, a picture of the RDA itself, DigiFlavor, tells you the colour, mine's going to be gunmetal. This side, DigiFlavor, website address, DigiFlavor again, and again on the back, a few details there to read. Inside the box, get a few things. Got a little bag, your tri screwdriver, spare O-rings, spare glove screws, and a squonk pin. A little baggie, some cotton and some coils. It does tell you in the bag what these coils are, what they're made of. A little voucher for $15 off if you join the Facebook group. Little warranty card inside the envelope. And of course a little user manual for the RDA itself. And of course the Drop Solo version 1.5 itself. Quick few measurements for this one. Diameter will be, it's 22mm. Height wise, without the drip tip or the threads, will be 23.1. Just a short stubby RDA. Like I said, on the top will be 810 drip tip. It's a nice wide bore. It's not a low profile 810 drip tip. It's quite tall, which I actually do like. If this was a low profile, your mouth would touch the metal section here quite easy. So this drip tip I do like. On the top is going to be an O-ring. As you can see now on the RDA, the top part is going to be curved. So this drip tip, when it goes on, is perfect in size for that curvature. If you use your own 810 drip tip, a bit wider, you might have a bit of an overhang. So some drip tips will look good with this one, some won't. But I like the one that came with it myself personally. On the outside, as you can see, there's going to be no engravings, no logos, which I always do like. On the base, it says Drop, DigiFlavor, CE mark, that's what the bin, gold plated 510 pin. Like I said, there is a squonk pin in the bag, and your usual serial numbers there. Put it on a little device. So the airflow with this one is going to be 2 cyclops on each side. Unlike the Drop Solo version 1, this one, if you turn it round, it will close them off both together at the same time. So you can have them both fully open or both fully closed, and anywhere in between. That's on both sides. However, this way, it does make the airflow slightly lopsided. When you got it fully open, it's fine. When you go down to about halfway, it's still fine. Anything lower than half, you do start to feel that the airflow is hitting the coil at the sides, not in the centre. Wish that had been slightly different. If that channel here had been another half longer, you could close off the top part and have the bottom slot open, and then turn it around further. But as it is, it's going to be just, like I said, those 2 cyclops, fully open and anywhere in between. So this top cap just pop off like so. One O-ring there. I will say when I first got this, every time I pull this top cap off, that O-ring popped off every time. I've since then put a bit of juice on it and it stayed in place. This is the second section that pops off as well, like so. That's held with 2 O-rings. Now with most of the Drop RDAs, it's got a little triangle shape there. Triangle shape there, so when you put this part on, it does lock into place. You can't change it around. That's a slight niggle because that airflow, like I said, is offset, with this one being half closed and below. If this was able to be moved slightly, you could sort of change it around to have the airflow hit the center of the coil. As it is, it's fixed in place, and then like I said, that's on there like that, fully open, hitting the coil directly. halfway. It's still a good airflow. I like mine halfway, but below halfway, you can sort of feel that that coil's not being hit with the airflow in the center. It's going to be at the side. Take that off. And take that off. So here's a build deck. If you had a drop before in the past, it's going to be exactly the same. Your positive post here. Your negative post. You're going to undo these post screws. These are going to be flathead. Undo those screws. Drop your coil straight in. Screw them down. Get your snips underneath and cut the legs. So yeah, it's going to be, like I said, exactly the same sort of build deck as a drop solo. The 0.5 is more for the aesthetics, the looks on the outside and the airflow. Like the drop 1.5 I did last month. No different with the deck, just aesthetically on the outside. When you put your coil in here, you pull it down. You can have your coil sort of in the center or more towards one side of the airflow. I have mine pulled slightly over past the center, which I'll show you in a minute. So it's a very simple deck, obviously you can see. Single coil. What we'll do, put a quick build. The coil today will be Nature Vape, of course. It's going to be a flat Clapton. It's going to be a 0.42. Inner diameter is going to be 3mm. So yeah, just undo your post screws. Like I said, it's going to be flathead. I'm going to zoom in slightly for you. Then you're just going to get your coil, drop legs straight in. Each of the holes. Sorry, my hand's in the way. Just like that. You got to sort of work out how far you want these legs to be. Like I said, I like my coil to be just past the halfway mark. So I put my legs in about that far. Screw them down. Once it's all screwed down, I like to put my coil up first. Get inside there and cut my legs. So just get your little snips. Go inside and cut these. Also be careful, all the pieces are not inside. Any of these pieces inside there, your coils are short. Put them to one side, like so. So yeah, gonna get the coil. Gonna pull mine all the way down. You can have your coil sort of halfway above over the 510 pin. I like to pull mine slightly over. Have it more near this airflow coming in this side. That's how I prefer to have mine. So the airflow will come in this side here, hit the coil, comes through the post here, hits the coil at the back. This one for squonk, when you put the squonk pin in here, it does protrude higher than the deck, so it's going to be really good for squonking. Let's just check the arms quickly. Turned it off. It was already on, naughty me. So that came in at a 0.46. That will change. Going to dry fire it a few times. But I'm going to turn it down to about 15 watts. Yeah, give it a few dry fires. That's going to be fine. So that coil, you can put your top cap. You can sort of judge how far up or down you want that coil to be. I like my airflow to hit the side with the top part and go underneath for the bottom part. But you can lower that coil down or raise it up a bit higher. That could maybe go down just slightly, but not too much. About there for me. Just about there's fine. Just going to hit the moment at the side and go slightly underneath the coil, like so. Really simple, easy to build. Always are with the drops, I must say. Get some cotton, we'll wick it up. So yeah, I hope this camera's in focus. I've been changing my settings, I'm using a different camera. For my FaceTime, I'm now using the Elgato Face Cam. For the up close, I'm still using my Logitech C920. So cotton, just put it straight through. Like so. Trim it so it's going to be touching the bottom of the deck. I don't really fluff mine out too much because it's going to be a dripper. Just put the cotton straight down inside the juice well. That juice well, it is quite deep. It's maybe about 8mm or 7mm deep. So it's not too shallow juice well. I've had no issues with this one, I must say. Yeah, just like that. Make sure the cotton isn't blocking underneath the coil. Get some juice. I'm going to use my chopper collection. I'm going to use my tangled apple today. Just juice it up. So yeah, get your first stage top cap, put it straight on. Like I said, it does lock into place, can't go in the wrong way. Top airflow control, I like mine about halfway, like so. On this part here, there's no stopper, it does just spin around and round and round. So yeah, about halfway. Drip tip, that's going to be the Drop Solo version 1.5. Quick vape. So yeah, let's go back up top. How we could talk about this one. So yeah, that was a Drop Solo version 1.5. Same build. It's settled down at a 0.38, fine at 30 watts. My airflow is halfway open. Quick vape. And halfway open. It's a nice, slightly restricted rectal lung, my sort of style of vaping. Fully open, the slots both open on both sides. But those airflow wide open, it's quite surprising. It's a small RDA, those cyclops aren't really that big, but it's fully open. It's a real open, airy draw. Bit too much air for me personally. It sounds a bit turbulent, not whistly, just slightly noisy. But I like mine, like I said, halfway open on both sides. That's really a nice, slightly restricted direct to lung. You go past that halfway mark, you run into a few issues, which I'll talk about later on. Build quality wise, I've had no issues. It's a nice, simple, plain looking RDA. I like the fact on the outside there's no engraving, no markings and no logos. Gonna go on to the good points and then the bad points. The good points will be that build deck. If you've had a drop before in the past, you know how easy they are to build. Undo those posts, drop your coil legs in, hence the name of the drop. Screw them down, put the coil in position and wick it up. I like to put my coil, like I showed you, more towards one side of the airflow, not in the center. You can put the coil bang in the center or put it slightly over towards one side of the airflow. Mine, like I said, is more to one side. That's how I like it. Another good point would be obviously in the packaging is going to be a squonk pin. I've not used it as a squonk, but I've tried it to install it. When you install that squonk pin, it does protrude slightly higher than the deck. So we use squonk on this one. If you let go of your squonk bottle too quickly, it won't suck that juice straight back inside. So this one, as a squonk RDA, I will say will be really, really good. Gonna go on to a few bad points. They're only going to be slightly minor niggles. First one will be the drip tip. It is 810. It's a nice size. It's not low profile. It's quite high, which I like. But the RDA itself, as you can see, at the top it is sort of domed and curved. You've got a drip tip that's quite wide. I put it on there. It might have a slight overhang. So some drip tips might look good, some might not. But the one that's pre-installed, I do like this one. It's a nice, comfortable little drip tip. Like I said, it's not low profile. Because the way this is, if it's a real low profile drip tip, your mouth will touch the metal top cap a bit. So this one I do like, but yeah, you need to be careful which sort of ones you use. Any sort of really wide ones will have a slight overhang. The other bad point will be, like I said in the up close, the airflow. The airflow with this one is fine when it's fully open, and all the way down to say about halfway open, it's still fine. When you go past the halfway mark though, you can feel the fact that that airflow is offset. It's not hitting the coil bang on in the center, it's hitting the side of the coil. It's a shame, because the Drop Solo had a better airflow system. It's more fine tunable. This one has gone back in a way, it's more basic. I wish there was a way you could have either both slots open or just one, so the bottom open and then halfway enclosed. But as it stands now, you've got those two slots fully open and you can close them all off, but you close them off at the same time. So like I said, the drop solo airflow before was better than this one. Gonna get onto the flavour of this one. I've been vaping this one now for about 2 weeks. Tried about 4 or 5 different juices. All of my juices with really good flavour. One more vape. With my sort of build, about a 0.4, 0.5 usually, I've had really good flavour with this one. I would say this easy is going to be an 8 to 8.5 for flavour. With a lot of juices, that's my tangled apple. Let me put a bit more in there actually. Really nice apple flavour, really nice juice I must say. And the drop solo 1.5, it is giving me good flavour. So this one, in conclusion, you've already got a drop solo and you're happy with it. Do you need to go out and buy this one? Not really, because like I said, the build deck is the same as the drop solo. It's just going to be, again, like with the drop last month. Aesthetically, it's different on the outside and the airflow is very different. But like I said, if you've got a drop solo and you're happy with it, then this is not going to be for you. You don't have a drop solo, maybe go for this one. Like I said, this was sent to me for review from Sourcemore, so big thanks to Sourcemore. Now Sourcemore have given me a discount code for my viewers, so you can buy this quite cheap on the website. I'll put that discount code and the price down below in the description. It's not on my screen here. So yeah, big thanks to Sourcemore for that. Guys and girls, hope you liked the video. Did like the video, want to give it a thumbs up. Disliked it, give it a thumbs down. If you're new to me, not seen me before, you know what to do. Hit the button down below. And yeah, I will see you all on the next one.